If you've never been in a relationship, this message might feel like it was written for everyone except you. When people talk about their first love, their breakups, their anniversaries, you sit there quietly, wondering what it must feel like to be chosen, to be wanted, to be loved in that way. And maybe a small part of you worries that you missed your chance, that everyone else is moving forward while you're standing still. But here's the truth nobody tells you. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not unlovable. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll realize something life-changing. Your story is not delayed. It's being prepared. You are not behind. There's this quiet fear a lot of people carry but rarely admit out loud. The fear of being the only one who has never dated, never kissed, never had someone look at them like they matter in that romantic way. And when friends talk about their relationships, good or bad, you laugh along. But inside you're wondering, why not me? Society gives you this invisible timeline. Fall in love by this age. Have your first relationship by that age. If you haven't, then something must be wrong. But listen carefully, there is nothing wrong with you. Not experiencing something yet doesn't mean you're incapable of it. If anything, it means your story is unfolding differently, not worse. Not slower, just differently. People treat relationships like milestones, like checking boxes off a list. But the truth is, a relationship is not an achievement. It is not proof of your worth. It is not a certificate of being lovable. Some people fall in love early because they're still learning what love isn't. Some people fall in love later because they're learning who they are first, so when they finally meet someone, they meet them as a full, grounded, self-aware human being. And maybe that's you. Maybe your life hasn't been empty, it's been preparing you. Think about everything you've done in the time you thought you were behind. Growing, learning, building self-respect, discovering what kind of person you want to be, healing from things you never told anyone about, developing interests, passions, dreams, learning how to be alone without being lonely. Most people don't have that. Most people jump into relationships before they understand themselves, and then wonder why things fall apart. But you're building from a stronger foundation. Your patience is not a punishment. Your story is not a failure. The world will make you feel like you're the last one to experience love. But you might be the first one to experience it right. And here's something important. Your lack of relationship experience is not an embarrassment. It's not a flaw you need to hide. It's a chapter you haven't lived yet, and trust me, chapters you haven't lived yet can be some of the most beautiful parts of your story. You are not behind. You are not missing out. You're simply waiting for a connection that won't make you question your value. And when it comes, it will come without doubt. Without comparison, without fear that you're not enough. You will be enough. You already are. Your time is not running out. Your time just hasn't arrived yet. You are not hard to love. There's a moment that hits you unexpectedly, maybe at night. Maybe scrolling through your phone. Maybe listening to your friends talk about someone who likes them. And it stings in a way you can't explain. You start to wonder if you're the problem. If you're the reason nothing has happened yet. And that thought, once it enters, sits heavy in your chest. What if no one ever chooses me? It's a scary thought. But it's also a lie you've repeated so many times that it's starting to sound like the truth. Let's be honest for a second. There are days you feel invisible. Not unloved, just unseen. It's not that people don't care about you. It's not that you don't have value. It's that no one has chosen you in the specific way you secretly crave. And that emptiness is something most people don't talk about. Because it sounds dramatic or desperate. But it isn't. It's human. You want to know what the real truth is? You are not hard to love. People just haven't learned how to love you yet. You're deeper than the surface-level connections most people are used to. You're real in a world that rewards convenience. You feel things intensely, even if you hide it. You care harder than you admit. You're thoughtful, maybe to a fault. And maybe you've learned to build walls so well that only a certain kind of person will ever be able to climb over them. And that kind of person doesn't come around often. But when they do, they'll actually understand you. Here's something nobody tells you. Some people are single because they're undesirable. But others are single because they are too rare to be chosen casually. You're not meant for half love or almost love or temporary attention. You're not the kind of person someone tries out. You're the kind of person someone chooses intentionally, fully, genuinely. But that kind of love takes time. It takes maturity. It takes emotional depth. It takes someone who isn't intimidated by the kind of heart you have. The loneliness you feel sometimes. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's a sign that you're wired for a deeper connection than the ones you see around you. And honestly, most people aren't ready for the kind of connection you're capable of. Not yet. You think your lack of experience makes you less lovable. But it actually makes you more honest. You haven't been deluded by heartbreaks that forced you to settle. You haven't been reshaped by people who didn't know how to treat you. You're still intact. You're still whole. And that's rare. So don't mistake not chosen yet for not worth choosing. Don't confuse no relationship yet with no potential for love. You haven't been overlooked. You haven't been forgotten. You're becoming the person someone will be grateful to meet. Someone who will look at you and think, where have you been? You are not hard to love. You're just someone who deserves a love that comes slowly, but stays. Your love story will hit different. There's something you need to hear, and I want you to let it sink in slowly. When love finally enters your life, it will hit different for you. Not because you waited the longest. Not because you felt the loneliest. But because you spent all that time learning who you are without someone else defining you. Most people rush into relationships before they understand themselves. They fall in love because they're bored, or lonely, or afraid to be alone. But you've lived with yourself long enough to know your own mind. You've survived nights where you were your own comfort. You've built strength without noticing it. You've learned to sit with emotions instead of running from them. That means when love finally arrives, you'll meet it with clarity, not desperation. You won't cling to the first person who shows interest. You won't mistake attention for affection. You won't confuse intensity with intimacy. You will know the difference. And that difference will change everything. Here's something else no one tells you. Because you've never been in a relationship, you will experience your first real connection with a level of sincerity that most people only wish they still had. Nothing will feel recycled. Nothing will feel jaded. Nothing will feel like a repeat of an old story. Everything will feel new for you. And that's not something to be embarrassed about. That's something to protect. Your first real relationship won't be your practice run. It won't be the one you look back on with regret. It won't be the one that taught you what not to do. It will be the one where all your unspoken hopes finally have space to breathe. Imagine someone holding your hand for the first time and you feeling something real, not because you're inexperienced, but because you feel deeply. Imagine someone listening to you, genuinely. And you realizing you never had to pretend to be smaller, quieter, or easier to love. Imagine being chosen without having to perform for it. Without having to earn it, without having to shrink yourself. The love you're waiting for will feel safe. It will feel calm. It will feel right. And when it comes, you'll understand why it took time. Because if it had happened earlier, you might have accepted less. You might have settled for someone who didn't deserve you. You might have molded yourself into the shape of someone else's expectations. But not now. Now you know yourself. Now you know your worth, even if you doubt it sometimes. Now you're ready for a love that aligns with who you are. Not who you thought you had to be. So don't think of yourself as late. Don't think of yourself as inexperienced. Think of yourself as someone whose love story simply needed more time to become something meaningful. And when your moment finally arrives, it won't feel rushed or uncertain. It will feel earned. It will feel honest. It will feel like the kind of love that stays. The kind of love that doesn't just enter your life, but transforms it. Because your story was never meant to start early. It was meant to start right. You're not alone. If you're still here, if you listened all the way to this point, that means these words hit somewhere real. And I want you to remember something long after this video ends. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not unlovable. Your story is unfolding quietly, but beautifully. And one day, you're going to look back and understand exactly why things took the time they did. Until then, be patient with yourself. Be gentle with your heart. And don't let the world rush you into believing you're missing something. You're not. Your moment is coming, and when it does, it will change everything. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for giving yourself this space to feel something real. Call TO subscribe, emotional, not pushy. If this video made you feel seen, even a little, consider subscribing. Not for the numbers, but so you have a place to come back to on the days you feel alone, unheard, or forgotten. I make these videos for people like you. People who feel deeply. People who deserve more than they've received. People who need reminders that their story still matters. So if you want more messages like this, more honesty, more comfort, more truth, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with this community. You're not alone here. Not anymore.